And her daughter Sarah seem to have one thing in common. Only one. They each claim the other person is an unfit mother. Why? Well, Lisa sent us a video where she claims her daughter Sarah is a liar and a toxic thief. Take a look.
I'm speechless when it comes to Sarah. She lies, she steals. Sarah had stolen my mom's identity. Sarah was arrested for identity theft.
Well, apparently not speechless. And then Sarah sent us her own video admitting that she never felt connected to Lisa, who she claims wanted her to die. Take a look.
She's never made really any bones about it, that she never really wanted me. She's told me that I'm a druggie, a loser, a thief, an embarrassment to her, an embarrassment to our family.
Well, the rift between these two women is so broken that they have spoken only once by phone in 1.5 years. And that did not end well, as you might imagine. Well, that's going to change today as they have both agreed to meet on my stage. We're going to see each other for the first time in 1.5 years. Here's some more of the story.
My daughter Sarah is a drug addict and an unfit mother. I call her a druggie. Sarah smokes pot. She takes pills. I wouldn't be surprised if heroin was in the picture. Sarah lies, Sarah steals, and she stops at nothing to get what she wants. Sarah stole money out of my ex-husband's bank account. Sarah opened credit cards in her grandmother's name. She racked up over $1,000 and she was arrested for identity theft. She's used the money for drugs. She has 2 children. Sarah's not a good mom. My granddaughter has told me that Sarah steals stuff. Her kids are very well aware that she's doing drugs. My granddaughter told me she saw her mommy sniffing something and her mommy would fall to the floor and drool would be coming out of her mouth. She's 7. My 3-year-old grandson found a soda can crushed up with pot residue in it. Sarah blames me for everything. Sarah's called me a whore, slut.
Your daughter is a mother. So what is it you want to happen?
I would love a relationship with my daughter.
Really?
Yeah, she's my daughter.
Because you don't sound like you want a relationship with her.
Of course I do. She's
because you say a lot of bridge-burning things.
I don't know how to be a mother to a drug addict.
Do you think calling her a junkie and a thief and a gutter slut is...
Being a mother? No.
And what's your predicted response when you do that? When you say you're a druggie and a thief and a gutter slut, what do you expect her to do? Go, oh, well, since you've pointed that out, wow, I so want to be clean.
I know.
No, do you? What did you think the reaction would be when you said that, or were you just venting?
I was just venting. I was angry.
Okay, so that was about you, not her. You wanted to... How do you think that played with her?
She acts like nothing ever bothers her.
Why is she on drugs?
There's things I could have done different. I wish I would have had some guidance. I mean, they don't come with directions.
Well, actually, they do. I wrote a book called Family First.
Well, I don't think that you were around when she was...
I've been on the air 19 years.
She's 27.
There you go. She would have been 8. Okay, Lisa's daughter Sarah is here. Sarah goes as far as to say that she hates her mother. Isn't that she's estranged from her? She hates her and can't imagine ever having a healthy relationship with a woman who she claims once wished her dead.
My mom has ruined my life. I'm not the unfit mother. My mother is the unfit mother. My mother has never showed me love and affection. She raised me and my sister in a home where there was alcoholism. She was wickedly mean to me. She calls me a junkie, a thief, an embarrassment, a loser, and a whore. Once she even called me a gutter slut. 2 weeks ago she told me that she hoped that I died. I will never forget the things that she has said to me. I blame my mom for my drug issues. I became addicted to opiates when I was 21. I would get high to fill the void of having being a mother that didn't love me. 4 years ago, when I found out I was pregnant for my son, I went to detox. After detox, I was prescribed Suboxone. Other than Suboxone, I don't take any drugs. My mom has called CPS 5 times to try to have my kids taken away. She claims I abused my kids. There has never been proof of me abusing my kids. I hate my mom. I want my mom to know that she has messed up my life. I want my mom to apologize to me.
I have a quick question just from your tape. Have you ever abused your children?
No.
Because you didn't say you hadn't. You said there's never been any proof I have, which is different than I haven't. And I found it odd that you chose those words.
Okay. I have exposed my children to things that they should not be exposed to, but my children are happy, they are healthy, they have never lacked for anything.
What have they been exposed to that they shouldn't?
They've been exposed to around drugs.
By you and others?
Yeah.
So if what she says, there was a time when it would have all been true, you're just saying it isn't true now.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you say she's an unfit mother?
I feel the things that she says to me is something that you should never say to your child.
For example?
That 2 weeks ago, she told me that she hopes that I die of a drug overdose.
2 weeks? Come on.
It was maybe 3 weeks. When does it
timelines
matter when she
it
says
doesn't
it?
matter.
It doesn't matter when you said it. You said what you said.
I did say it. I did say it. You made me so angry. You pushed me right to the edge where I don't even know what to do.
Do you realize where you pushed me? I was contemplating killing myself because I couldn't stand that you said that to me.
You've been playing killing yourself since you were 15.
At least I'm on here owning my own.
I'll own mine too.
You're painting this picture that you're this perfect picture of how
I said right
you
from the
don't
start.
care.
I am no June Cleaver.
You don't care.
Did you say to the producer in reference to your daughter, you can't turn a whore into a housewife? And later,
I found out you said I've done heroin.
I said it would never surprise me if
Learn, act, donate. Join us at gasfreeseneca.com.
it's all about Sarah.
oh, no, it isn't. Before it's over, you might wish it was all about her. But there's two sides to this, right?
There is two sides to every story.
Before you walked out here, just right before you walked out here, did you say to the producer, in reference to your daughter, you can't turn a whore into a housewife?
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't like specifically saying that about Sarah. Like,
were you talking about the producer?
I don't even. We were having a conversation. I just.
Oh, come on, get real. You weren't talking about your daughter when you said that. That wasn't who you had in mind.
No, I don't think so.
Well, who could it have been? Clerk at the hotel this morning? Who could it have been? You're here about this. You're here about Sarah. You call each other names and all kinds of stuff, and you said, well, you can't turn a whore into a housewife, and you weren't referencing your daughter. You're asking me to believe that.
Okay, I said it about Sarah. Okay.
But did you or not?
Okay, yeah, okay, I did.
Why did we spend 2 minutes saying you didn't? I'm just curious how we're going to spend our time.
Okay.
Because we don't have a lot of time.
Because this is going exactly the way I thought it was going to go.
Which is how?
I don't know yet. I'm going to be attacked for being a mother.
Well, tell me how you would like this to go. Because it's interesting that it's going to go exactly the way you think it is, because I have no idea how this is going to go. Because, you know, I haven't met you before. I don't know you. I've read a lot about you. I've read a lot about you. I know some of the facts. But I may God strike me dead as before I finish this sentence. I have no idea how this is going to go until I meet the people I talk to. I don't know you until I meet you. I don't know you until I meet you. I really don't know. What do you mean this is going away? Did you think that you were going to come here and you were going to sit next to me in my chair and we were going to kick her ass?
Well, a little bit, I guess.
Well, how do you know that's not going to happen? Do you seriously think you're going to call your daughter a whore and I'm going to go, I get it? Sure, it makes sense to me. I understand. That's responsible parenting. Do you really think that some of the things that you've said and done that I'm going to go, Dr. Phil, seal of approval, no problem? Seriously? And you want to play the victim of being picked on?
No, I'm not playing the victim because it is wrong.
Do you want to know another thing? My 7-year-old daughter came home a couple weeks ago crying and saying, Nana said that you're a druggie. And Nana, my kids were in the background listening to her tell me, I hope you die of a drug overdose. So my child comes home and says, why would Nana say that about you? If she's so worried about my kids being abused, then why is she? That's child abuse. That's emotional abuse for my children to hear that.
It's emotional. Yes, I should not have done that. I should not have done that.
You should not have done what?
I should have, because when she called me to screaming at me, because my grandchildren were with me, I should have walked out the door. I should have just walked out the door so I wasn't around the kids.
Who told your daughter to say what?
My daughter came home and said that Nana said that you're a druggie, and Nana said that you're a whore. Nana said she hopes you die. You're on that camera talking about how I smoke pot, when you've allowed me in your own house to smoke pot.
That's a lot.
So it's okay on your terms, but not on mine.
No, I don't agree with drugs. Nothing. No, I do not agree with drugs.
But it's okay for you to drink.
Oh, are you freaking
You
kidding
raised
me?
us around an alcoholic. That's one of the
I left when you were what, 12, 13 years old?
Oh,
Get over.
Stop. Did you know that alcoholism is a major risk factor for addiction?
Take the spotlight off you.
No, I'm not. I know what I am.
Okay.
I know my problems,
Okay.
and I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of being on national television and owning my. That's why I'm here, to get help.
Wonderful.
Sarah claims her mom, Lisa, is so vindictive she will stop at nothing to belittle her, and this includes humiliating her publicly on Facebook. Now, Sarah doesn't know the full extent of these negative posts, as her mom has blocked her, but we're not blocked. And I want to find out how these two really feel about each other, because it can make you do things that are really hard to take back. We'll be right back.
It's just the most mean, rotten, horrible things anybody could say to anybody, let alone a mother saying that to their daughter. She wants people to hate me.
They already do.
And later,
I grew up not knowing who my father was. I looked identical to a girl in my high school. When I was 25, we had a paternity test done.
We're identical twins. We're both anorexic and bulimic.
you get out here and you say, we want money for all of this. I told the producers to send you home. I can't help your girls if you get in the way. The best gift you can give your daughters
is get them the hell out of her house.
You're encouraging your kids to run away?
No, you guys didn't play the evidence. That's bull.
Put the damn thing up. I'm calling bull on your bull.
My daughter is out of control. 13 years old, extremely provocative.
Danielle vanished with the keys to my crew member's car.
She had a knife. Would you want me to stab you?
You're such a actress.
Hey, watch your mouth. She's 74 years old.
I don't care if she was 90.
Missing for 6 years.
Kyron's stepmother was the last known person to see the second grader.
I believe that Terry Horman knows where Kyron is.
Now,
You lied to the media.
Yes, because I was told to.
the exclusive interview.
Tell me why it's taken this long for you to speak out about this.
This is home for me. I grew up in this area. I went to college here. I got married here. I own my home here. And having my family still here and those connections and those roots that I have here, I think give me a unique perspective and unique understanding about what is important to this community. This is home.
My mom is vindictive. She calls me a junkie and a thief on social media.
I've posted stuff about Sarah, not good things.
She wants everybody else against me.
Now, Sarah claims that her mother has tried to publicly destroy her on Facebook. What do you mean?
It's just the most mean, rotten, horrible things anybody could say to anybody, let alone a mother saying that to their daughter. And it's embarrassing. Why would a mother post that about their child?
Have you put ugly things about her? Mm-hmm. Why? What is your objective? What's your intended outcome?
I want people... I don't know, because I'm just so angry. And I want her to see what I've put.
You blocked her.
Yeah, so I can't
people
defend myself.
Within 2 seconds, I'm sure she has.
Yeah, but I don't get a chance to defend myself, which I should. That's
the same goes for you, Sarah.
Have you ever seen a post on my Facebook that says anything about my mom, Lisa? Nothing.
I've got examples of what you put up. This was just a few days ago. I mean, a couple of months. It was this summer. Lisa, can't sleep a wink. I've never been more disgusted in all my life. I don't give two what people think, but I gave birth to a damn monster, a sick individual who does nothing but cause problems for everyone and does so much damage to her children, it makes me sick. Okay, then you put this up at 5:52 a.m. I gave up on her a long time ago. She's an embarrassment to this family. My 7-year-old granddaughter told me last night, Mommy is sniffing out of a can, falls to the floor with drool coming out of her mouth. Sarah has been under the eye of CPS twice. Why does she still have access to these babies? I talked to the district attorney's office about a sentence for identity theft. My backlash? Sarah sent a personal nude porn site of herself to someone I'm sleeping with.
Mm-hmm. I've never been on a personal nude site. And where's these pictures?
This was the same day at 6:25 a.m. Lisa, she took her child's cell phone and had a prostitution ring going with it. I just want her gone and out of our lives. Mm-hmm. Rough morning?
She wants people to hate me.
They already do.
She feels if enough people hate me, that maybe, I don't know, what, I'll kill myself.
You made your own choices, Sarah.
I know, I'm admitting them here, right now. I know I have. That's the difference between you and I.
What is it you've done that has her so disgusted in you?
My struggle with addiction.
Okay, you've been on drugs. What did you do?
I was addicted to opiates for 3 years, and then I went to detox. I was prescribed Suboxone by a doctor, and I've been dependent on it ever since.
Mm-hmm. And what else?
Marijuana. I guess I've smoked marijuana. And I saw that you said I've done heroin. Like, I've never.
I didn't say that you did. I said it would never surprise me if it was in the picture.
Never tried it.
If you haven't, thank you.
I did the right thing by going to detox. Like, that's and a doctor.
What about the second time you went to detox?
A doctor. That was for Suboxone.
2 days?
I was there for Suboxone. A doctor gave that to me and said, here, this will help you. This is the answer to your problems. They never warned me that I would become dependent on that. That's not, I feel like I trusted a doctor and now I'm paying because of it. Now, you should be a doctor considers me sober on Suboxone. That's considered sobriety. I don't consider it sobriety because I'm still dependent on something every day.
What do you want for her?
To be clean, to be sober. You're my daughter. I love you.
Well, then why did you tell me that you didn't? I really do, Sarah. You're my daughter. You've never made me feel that way, ever. You've told mine.
Well, Lisa's other daughter, Alyssa, is here. Now, Alyssa claims Sarah's life is out of control, and she needs to stop choosing drugs over her kids. She has some harsh words for her sister, kind of like her mother has. We're going to find out what they are when we come back.
Sarah has torn our family apart. Sarah has to do what she has to do to get her drugs. I don't know the kind of people she's hanging out with, and that's what...
A division of Citizens and Northern Bank.
Sarah is out of control.
My mom goes as far as poisoning my children against me. My 7-year-old daughter has come home from my mom's house and told me, Nana said that you're a druggie. I don't want to have a relationship with her.
Sarah's younger sister, Alyssa, is here, and her message is crystal clear. She says it's high time Sarah stopped choosing drugs over her own children.
Sarah has torn and ripped our family apart. I believe that Sarah's still doing drugs. There have been times where I've seen white residue around her nostril. Sarah has to do what she has to do to get her drugs. Are you okay? I think she could be sleeping with people for drugs and money. Sarah's priority is not always her children. The relationship between my mom and my sister is a mess. What bothers me the most about everything that mom's done to me is what she's doing to the kids. I'm stuck right in the middle. Sarah is very manipulative, and she's very good at trying to get her own way. I fear that she'll end up dead if she doesn't get help.
Alyssa, thank you for being here. You've been listening to everything so far.
Yes.
What do you want to say based on what you've heard so far?
I think my mom is getting in trouble for everything, where I feel like, yes, okay, my mom should have changed a few things when she was younger. She should have parented different. I don't agree with things. And I also don't feel like my sister's this horrible person either. I just feel like we all need help.
Make no mistake. I've spent some time arguing with you because you apparently like to argue. I don't know.
She does.
My point is, I don't disagree with the behaviors that you have a problem with as a grandmother. I'm a grandparent, and I feel very protective of my grandchildren. It's not that I don't get that. What I keep asking is what your motivation is with regard to your reaction. I get that she's been on drugs, and drugs make you really irresponsible. Drugs make you really unproductive. Drugs make you have really poor judgment. And you are saying that you're taking measures to fight that. We did a drug screen on you this morning. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to in a minute. And we're going to find out at least where you are now. But you have 2 children. And you said, I've done drugs to fill the void that my mother created because I didn't feel that love. Well, you know, that's great on a soap opera, but it doesn't have anything to do with real life. You do drugs because you do drugs.
You'll tell yourself a lot of things to justify it.
Yeah, well, but you didn't say that 8 months ago. You said that 2 days ago, which tells me you say you're up here owning everything. You're not owning that. You're saying horrible things about your daughter. You're saying horrible things about your mother. She puts them in print and publishes them. You just say them, but still, you both have this toxic attitude towards each other. And so I ask myself, what makes people do what they do and not do what they don't do? Why have you not heard me ask you 10 times since you got here? Why did you do that? What was your intended result? What did you think the outcome would be? What were you hoping that would result in? Isn't that a good question to ask? Because when the answer comes up, nothing good, then you'll quit doing it. You're on Facebook, which we didn't even have Facebook when this show started. I mean, when I started the Dr. Phil show, Facebook didn't even exist. But now you're using it to publish that your daughter is a no-good, worthless, druggy whore. What in the world would make a mother who loves her daughter, and I totally believe you do. Listen, parent to parent, forget about Dr. Phil and guest, parent to parent, dad to mom. I have no doubt that you love your daughter. I saw it throughout your interview. I see it in your eyes now. I hear it, but I ask myself, so why are you saying those things about her? Would you like to know why you say it? I'll tell you right after the break. I will. I'm going to tell you exactly why you say it.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
JonBenet Ramsey was found murdered in her home.
JonBenet's brother finally breaks his silence.
Did you hit your sister over the head with a baseball bat?
The Dr. Phil.
Power
of possibility.
The power of you.
I grew up not knowing who my father was. I looked identical to a girl in my high school. When I was 25, we had a paternity test done, and it turned out we were, in fact, sisters. I confronted my mom and asked if he was my father, and she said no. She lied. My mom knew all along.
Well, Lisa and her two daughters, Sarah and Alyssa, are here. Lisa claims that Sarah's life has gotten out of control because she cares more about drugs than she does about her own kids. When you're on drugs, I'm sure that's true. Sarah claims that she turned to drugs to fill a void left by never knowing the true identity of her real father, by not feeling the love of her mother. It makes good theory and all, but it has little to do with what you're going to do to change that. I asked you if you knew why you're doing what you're doing. You said, you obviously know it's not going to build her self-esteem and self-worth. Why do you think she does that?
I feel like she thinks that if she puts me down enough that I might decide, oh wow, I got to change, but really it's doing the complete opposite.
She does it because she's scared to death you're going to kill yourself with these drugs, and it's kind of like get them before they get me. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like if she gets angry, then it doesn't hurt. She's not doing that because she doesn't love you. She's doing that because she's scared to death that you're going to self-destruct, and she feels completely powerless to do anything about it. And it's a panic response. It's a frustration response. She doesn't really think those things about you. She doesn't even almost think those things about you.
Okay.
She's just afraid if she admits that she loves you and misses you and wants you to lay your head on her shoulder like you used to, that if you kill yourself, it'll be more than she can bear. How am I doing, Mom?
I am scared.
Do you think this life that she's lived recently with these drugs has been fun for her? If you could unscrew the top of her head and look inside, it would absolutely scare the hell out of you.
Sure.
A whole lot easier if you got everybody pushing that rock up the hill. It helps if all of you are pushing the rock up there together. And it doesn't mean you don't have to hold her to a very high standard. She is a mother. Those children deserve for her to be held to a very high standard. I will help you do that, but I will not help either one of you sabotage and be toxic with the other. And I'm going to tell you what I think needs to happen here. We'll be right back.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 885.
Dozens of times. And I think if we can kind of hit the reset button and embrace the power of forgiveness over what has happened and choose what's going to happen differently, that I can get you guys some professional help going forward as a family, that I'm telling you in a very short period of time, this can look so much different. You will be shocked at how resilient you guys can be as a family. If you will just hear what I'm saying, will you take that help?
We will, absolutely.
I mean, really, really do it. Her drug screen, a lot better than you thought.
Can I kiss her?
You can do anything you want.
News.
You worried about Peter?
I'm worried about everything.
Get a pair of balls and throw a punch.
Over the last 5 years, critics have fallen in love with The Good Wife. The Good Wife Weekend.
On WENY CBS.
Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. Well, as you know, this season I've been taking you behind the badge and introducing you to extraordinary police officers and departments throughout the country who are not only putting their lives on the line every day to keep us safe, but are also going above and beyond to make their communities better. Now, my hope in sharing their stories is that any fear, hatred, and misunderstanding can be replaced with the recognition that, come on, we are all in this together. Now, this past Christmas, Chief Aaron Easton of Marysville, California Police Department chose to make a difference when he learned that a homeless family in his community were struggling to get their 2 young girls to school because they didn't own a car and there was no other way to get them there. Now, Chief Easton and his 3 young children sacrificed their own holiday to make another family's Christmas special. Please welcome Chief Aaron Easton. Chief, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How you doing? Have a seat.
Thank you.
Also joining us are his 3 children, Josie, Adam, and Oliver. And here they are. Hi, guys. And also joining us via Polycom are Jessica, Tim, and their 2 daughters, Lillian and Madeline. So, hi, guys. How are y'all?
How are you?
All right, good to see you. Now, purchasing a car for a family in need is not in your job description. So why did you do this?
Well, you know, it seemed like the only decision to make. I learned about the cons and the struggle they were going through, and I heard they were walking to school or having to walk to school because the cons' car broke down.
Right.
And so it seemed like the simplest thing to do would be get them a car, so they didn't have to walk to school anymore.
Now, your wife passed away only 3 months prior to this. I'm very sorry for your loss. And you say this is something that she would do, right?
Absolutely. That was the inspiration. My wife, who passed away a year ago today, actually, and it was the motivation we had to do something in her memory and to help somebody else.
Now, Jessica, the kids walked about 2 miles to school every day, right?
Yeah, we took them 5 foot in and out of the rain.
What did receiving this car mean to your family?
The world.
Everything gave us hope to get up on our feet, and we're not in that situation anymore. We're still struggling, but we have a roof over our heads and everything. It totally changed up for us.
Now, Oliver, your dad came to you and he basically said, look, guys, I wonder how you feel about giving up part of this Christmas fund that you guys put away, which meant less presents for you guys. And all of that. What was your thinking when he came to you about this?
I thought he should absolutely give them the car.
Did you guys talk about it among you, or was it just kind of an automatic thing?
Automatic, really. You know, just sort of answered yes.
I thought it was a great idea. I mean, there's other years, there's more Christmases.
There'll be more Christmases? Yeah. So, how important was it to you that your children responded in that way? I mean, you got to feel good about that, right?
You know, it felt great. I took them each individually and talked to them, and instantaneously, each one, to their credit, said, of course, absolutely, with no hesitation.
I said I appreciated you coming here, and we all know that there's been a lot of stuff in the press about the clashes between police officers. We know that there's been some valid criticisms on both sides and all. What do you want to say to the nation about law enforcement and about what you want that relationship and understanding to be?
Thank you for doing this. This is wonderful. You mentioned that what we see in the press every day is not indicative of reality, and it's not. I think first and foremost, us in the profession realize that those dissenters are still a vocal minority. We deep down believe that the greatest percentage of the people still support us, and so that means a lot to us. But being able to highlight some of the positive things we do, not only does it counteract some of the negativity out there, I think it shows that the people wearing the badge, they're just everyday humans. In many cases, they're young men and women who really do risk everything to go out there because they care. It's not a paycheck. They care about the communities they serve. In the city I'm the chief for, Marysville, we're a small city, but we really put a lot of pride into what we do there, and we care about the people, we care about the community, and this is the kind of thing that happens all the time, believe it or not.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I want to thank all of my guests today for sharing their stories. If you have a police officer or a police department in your town, let them know how proud you are of them. Go say thank you, shake their hand, let them know you appreciate the good they do. You want to nominate an officer or a department, please go to drphil.com, share your story, because we want to know about it. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. Good to see you. Thanks, guys.